Greetings, peace and love everybody. My name is Nisha, and today what I'd like to work on with you is an evolving vision board. Now most of you that have vision boards, you have a big piece of oak tag, right? In like sacred place in your wall or on your desk. And you have pictures of various things like your car, your house, the person you'd like to be with, your versions of love, versions of family, etc. Different things like that. Well, that's great, but one thing you do forget is you are an evolving being. You're an energetic being, right? Energy is always moving. So your vision for things are always moving. So that's why I developed this new vision board that I'm going to show you how to use, and named it the evolving one. So what you're going to need is you're going to need 3 pieces of paper, or you could use a whiteboard. You know what a whiteboard is? So you could change it every day. Now the purpose of this is to get to know yourself better, to learn yourself, learn your emotions, how to use your emotions, how to react to your emotions, what they mean to you. And this is basically what I've done. It's worked for me because I did learn so much more about myself. I learned that what I liked one day is not what I liked another day. What I like today is not what I'm going to like in a month or in a year. Normally people keep journals and things like that. We don't keep track of our real feelings about things. We'll say, okay, write in your journal, oh, I had a good date with Johnny, and we went here and here. But the core of everything is your emotions, and how you feel about the emotions is the missing piece you need, to really understand yourself. Your thought is the first indicator of the manifestation. Your thought is the first thing that happens, right? It's not a physical manifestation. It's just, proverbially, it's just the first thing that happens, the thought. Then comes the emotion, which is the real manifestation, your physical manifestation from what actually is it that you desire. Your emotions are always the first indicator of what's happening or what's going to happen. That is, you have to be in tune with what you want. Your emotions are one thing, it has to match up with the other thing. The law of attraction, what is that? Like always wants to be with like, right? Like doesn't happen where this is. It's like a radio frequency. You're turning into 98.7 when you want to be at 105.3. It doesn't work. You have to be a match to the vibration emotionally. Your thought is always the first thing that comes out. The emotion is what has to match up. Your feelings about what has to match up. Your beliefs have to match up. That comes later. So let's get started. Let me show you my vision board here. Okay, beloved. Now you see what I have here? I have the 3 things I want to work on. The 3 areas I would like to work on. Like I said, you could do it on 3 different sheets of paper, or you could put it all on one paper, but I like the workspace. So I did it on my whiteboard here. You just draw out, with a whiteboard, if you're doing this, just draw out 3 boxes like this, right? And you put, say this is a representation of work. You put work, your representation of money, and in your representation of love. Now let's work on something, okay? Let's work on money. That's kind of on everybody's mind here. So what I'm doing is, I'm just making lines. I have to work for it, or does it come easy? So I'm saying, okay, I have to work for it, right? I'm going to put why I'm going to work for it. Why do I feel that way? Because my beliefs of money is it takes hard work, right? And it takes effort. See, and already I'm learning something about myself. I'm thinking it takes so much more effort to earn money than it should. So that's something I'd like to change. That's something I can work on. Now tomorrow when I do this, I know the problem is. So I'll say, okay, work comes more easy. I don't have to work as hard. And how do I feel about it? I feel great because I don't have to work that hard, right? So basically what I'm doing here is I'm saying what is the first indication, what is my first thought about work, and what is my feeling about it. You know, how do I feel about it? Because it comes easy, I feel more at ease. Okay? Another thing I'd like to do is let's work on love, okay? Me love. Let's say love comes easy to me. Okay? Love comes easy to me. So how does that make me feel? It makes me feel at ease with myself. And it makes me feel like I can just go with the flow. Okay? Another thing would be so forth. I mean, you could put as many lines as you want and stem off. But for the first couple of days, I stick to like 2 or 3. Eventually, you'll notice during the week, you'll add on to this. You know, the more you learn about yourself, the more you'll be putting in. Sometimes you can put the same thing because you're still working through the same area. But normally it would be different. Every day you'd have something more to add or more to change about yourself. Because when you realize how you're feeling about something, that's when you'd like to change it. You know, but make it a more positive change. Don't say, oh, love sucks. You know why? Because all men suck. That's not true. Now you know that's not true. Most women think that way. When they go after a breakup or whatever, no, you'll say, oh, all men are this or all men are that. And that's not true. That's not the case at all. You know? But yeah, you could work on all these 3 areas that could work. You know, that it takes effort and it makes me feel stressed. Ooh, that's a big word right there, stressed, right? Work, you could have positive feelings about work. That it is easygoing. And that I feel freer, secure, so on and so forth. So the first thing is your thought about it. That will be the first thing. You can put a circle on it to indicate it. And the second thing is your emotion or your feeling about it. Now, if you do this for about a week or so, you'll learn so much more about yourself. A week and a half. Because this, like I said, this is the evolving vision board. Constantly changing with you. As you evolve, it evolves. And sooner or later, you'll fine tune it to exactly what you want out of a relationship, out of love, out of money. And you have a more worthy sense of self. Not that you aren't worthy already, but you'll have more of the clout to back it up. Remember, the first thing that happens, the thought. The second that happens is the emotion. That's your key to why you feel the way you feel, why you thought that way. You know, the emotion. That's the key. Once you get in touch with that part of you, worlds will open up. Thank you, namaste, and have a beautiful day, my love.